All right, today we're going to look at some abdominal training. And with abdominal training, we're not just talking about typical crunches and that kind of stuff, but we're really more or less talking about torso rotational strength. It's more specific to sports application. You know, a crunch is obviously going to develop the abdominal wall, but at the same time, we have this posterior chain, we have this lower back that we have to concentrate on. In addition to that, we're not just going to stay in a forward flexion or a one-plane motion during sport or exercise. We literally are kind of torso rotating. We're moving through a different range of motion. We're moving to different transverse planes. So a lot of these exercises and things that we do today are going to demonstrate that, complement that, and really build that total trunk, that total core that you need in terms to optimize your performance. And so when you think about that, take a look at somebody when they're taking a walk. When they're walking, you know, look at their shirt. Tuck a shirt in and watch yourself. Get in front of a mirror, tuck your shirt in, and as you walk, you'll notice that as you're walking, that shirt will twist side to side, and that's just walking. It's not folding over, it's not creasing, you know, from top to bottom, but rather it's going side to side. And the reason for that is because as the arm's going back, this arm's going forward, same thing with the legs. So all this is happening from the front all the way to the back. So we have to develop that entire abdominal wall, that posterior chain, that total trunk, that total core in order to optimize our performance. All right, this exercise is a side V-up. Now, you've probably seen the traditional V-up where you come down, your arms come straight up, and you lift yourself up. Like so. I'm going to have ourselves lay on the side, though, do the same thing, but really hit more of this transverse abdominis, these obliques. And what I'm going to do in order to do this correctly, take your feet and put them a little bit more at an angle. That gets me off my hip bone and gets me on my butt more. This hand's going to come down to the side. This is going to be used for support. This arm's reaching straight up overhead. And then from here, I'm going to lift up out to the side. I'm going to reach up and try to touch those toes. And then come back down, nice control. Guys are going to have a tendency to do this. Keep their bodies up and just try to move their legs and reach. Make sure you're reaching all the way back down through that motion. All right, this next abdominal floor exercise is the roly-poly. What we're going to do in this position is, it doesn't look that tough, but start getting a couple of working sets in there. You'll really start to feel it. Here, I want to kind of be in a cupped position, and then from this position, I want to roll over. And again, now I'm kind of in this Bowie position right here, looks like so, kind of in a static Superman. And then from this position here, I want to come back over and use my abdominals, not my hands, to push off on that floor to come back up in this position. Once I've made a full turn one way, I'm going to switch it back. Back the other way. Again, maintaining this bow movement, arms fully straight up, and you just kind of alternate that back and forth. I'll show you a demonstration of that. All right, this next floor abdominal exercise is the wipers. And what I'm going to do with the wipers is, I'm going to lay back, and essentially that's what I'm going to do. My legs are going to act like windshield wipers. What I want to really do to make sure that I'm doing here is that my legs are straight up and down, and I'm fighting the temptation to want to bend those legs and have these legs laying out here like so. I want those up, and then from this position, lay the head back, arms are out to the side. I'm going to lay these legs out to the side. Again, fighting for that 90-degree angle, and then pulling that leg up and across and back to the side. Try not to drop the shoulder and let the opposite shoulder come off that floor. Really fight for that. Keep that shoulder on the ground. Pull up and across. All right, the next exercise I'd like to involve is using the slide board. First one is kind of similar to the wiper that we did earlier, but I'm going to be up in this position here on the floor, kind of up in this piped position. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go side to side from here. I'm going to take these legs, I'm going to come out. I'm not going to sink the hips. I'm going to keep it tight. I'm going to pull my legs up and across, back here. Pull up into a pike position, Push the hips out to the side, keeping the feet on the board, and working side to side. Another great slide board abdominal exercise is kind of like the V-ups. But here, we're in a good plank position. And then from here, we're going to pull up into this pike press position. Pull up and then down. Now you can add a little bit of abdominal movement just by twisting up and rotating the hips, keeping the shoulders square, rotating up through that movement. Now we're getting the torso rotational movement that we want when we're trying to train. Again, when you come down in that position, be sure not to sway that back. Really fight for that position. Keep that good plank position where your head to your toe is right in a straight line. All right, again, using the slide board here, use the towel, so you can use an Air-X pad here. And what I'm going to do is simply getting this knee down, out position, shoulders over the hands, but I'm just going to make square movements. Say I get 10 to the one side, switch it up, get 10 to the other. Great for shoulder stability, but also working those abdominals, going side to side. If I want you, I can make circles. Go the other way. You can make triangles, whatever you want. But the most important thing is, from this position here, and I'm not like just moving here like so, but I'm literally out into a plank position, and I'm working that range of motion from that plank position, putting the stress in the abdominals. Now I realize not everyone has a slide board, so I thought it was important that I demonstrate use of other equipment to be able to do some of these exercises. And here in this demonstration, just simply using a platform. Now if you don't have an Olympic platform, you can certainly use a gym floor. You can even go to your local hardware store and get a sheet of Formica, glue that to the back of a piece of plywood, and create your own custom-made slide board that way. And if neither one of those options appeal to you, you can certainly use a piece of carpet. Just take paper plates, put your feet on those, and you can use those to slide back and forth and do the torso movements that you see in this video.